And Dr. Mary Starr here, the Total Wellness Doc, and I just had a great workout and I'm getting ready to go get ready to celebrate my 20 wedding anniversary with my family tonight. And I just want to come to you on this quick live video to give you my 5 tips for a happy marriage from from a wife who's been married for 20 years. Oh my goodness. 5 tips. Okay, are you ready? All right, grab a notebook. Make sure you do this. Make sure you like this video. If you like the content that we give, be sure to subscribe. If we're just meeting each other, again, I'm Dr. Mary Starr, known as the Total Wellness Doc and Mom, and I've been helping particularly women for over 20 years just live a very healthier, full life. I myself just lost 50 pounds this past year and a half. I just feel better than I've ever felt. So I talk a lot about that on my channel as well, along with other health tips and encouragement tips for you. All right, so tip number 1, pray for your spouse. All right, this little book here, The Praying Wife by Stormy Omartian, has been in my possession since 2016. And actually, a husband recommended this book to me at an event I'll talk to you about in a second. And I got this book and I started praying the first 2 chapter prayers. And it radically has changed my life. And it's changed my life like, it's like it's almost oddly weird, like when I am praying these prayers every day, how much happier our marriage is, and things that I see in my own husband's lives. But I can't recommend it enough, especially that first chapter. You'll see why when you get it. The second tip that I want to give you about having a healthy marriage is communication. So pray for your husband. And second is communication. This was a huge thing that it took us several years. We were heading for a divorce. We were fighting all the time. We could not communicate about finances. Literally every time we sat down to talk about money, he would turn green and I'd be crying in like 10 minutes. We were drowning in debt. And then through business, actually, we ended up in a communication seminar where we learned about our personalities. We learned about financial management. We learned how to deal with conflict. It's called First Steps to Success, and the advanced training called Creating a Dynasty. And we plugged into that we were married about 5 years at that time. And like I said, I believe we were heading for a divorce. And that training, even though it was for business, we were able to apply it to our marriage. And now hundreds of thousands, millions of people have used the tools at First Steps to Success to help their marriages, to help their parenting. I probably wouldn't be a parent if it wasn't for that. So huge things. But number 2 is absolutely communication. You got to get trained on it. We're just not taught by our parents. Even if you have the best examples in your life, that getting skills for better communication is key. And along with that is number 3, making your spouse a priority. And this is something too we learned at First Step Success too, is that, and I see this and I'm worried about a lot of marriages out there, is because they prioritize the kids or their work. And that was me for a lot of years, where I didn't prioritize my spouse above my kids, above my work. And I think I'll say along with that too in the next one, prioritizing yourself as well. But prioritizing, so what does that look like, right? Well, that might mean learning your spouse's love language and making it a priority to speak that love language every day, right? Every day. I'm still not there after 20 years. And I forget the name of the book, but maybe someone can put that in the comment section about the 5 love languages. Very good training on that. We, in our marriage, we try to spend at least 10 minutes together, like without kids, every day, to communicate and to make sure each other's, we're hearing each other. We might go for a walk, or especially if I work late and he works during the day, we make that time every day so that we're connecting. And when we don't, it doesn't go so well. Also, a weekly date night. My grandparents were sticklers on this. When they didn't have two, my grandma says, we didn't have 2 pennies to rub together. They went out every week. She got dressed up. I'm going to get dressed up. We're going to go out with the family. We've got something planned this weekend, just the two of us. And this again was great training we got at First Step Success through Destiny Global. And we've attended some of their marriage conferences. We've attended some Christian conferences on marriage, which are good and very helpful, but honestly, that those skills that I got at Destiny Global kind of blow them out of the water. They're so foundational, so good. Okay, number 4, fill up your own cup. No one can make you happy, including your spouse, about you except you. And this is something it took me a long time to figure out, because I was unhappy, right? I was in a happy marriage, and I mean, there's some stress and things like that we've gone through, a lot of stress, probably a lot of moves, we've had a lot of things, but those things weren't making me unhappy. I was unhappy with myself. And this past year and a half, when I stepped up and put myself as a priority, so remember I said, all of that, sometimes if we put our spouse over a priority of our own health and peace of mind, that's out of balance too, right? So God, if you're Christian, you probably believe this body is a temple, right? That God's your highest priority. Well, you're up there, right? You're up there. You have to fill up your own cup. And that might look like quiet time for you. For me, it's exercise. It's about getting outdoors. All of those things. When my cup is filled up, I can pour into my spouse's cup. I can give him the smile that he needs every day. I just feel so good, and I am such a better wife when my cup is filled. But remember, the only person who can do that is you. So, and next, one of my fun favorite things, I guess this might be a little bit of a bonus, is essential oils. I've been helping people with essential oils for 22, 23 years, and this is one of our favorite. It's like a romantic blend. It's called Shutron. You can learn more about this. You can Google it as well. I'd love for you to purchase it from me if that's something you want. But we have found that because I use them, we've incorporated into our life, that it's so much healthier for our bodies, all of that. Whether my husband has, a headache or indigestion, we're able to use these tools that you think, well, how does that relate to your marriage? It does, right? If you're not popping a ton of pills and drugs that kind of can affect those areas of your marital life, right? And as you age and hormones change and things like that, you need that support. And when you smell a smell, it goes directly to the part of our brain called the limbic center, which can have a change on the body. It's so powerful. But this is a favorite. Keep the romance back in your life. This is called Shutron. I'd love to help you get started with this. It's a very precious oil. It's kind of almost like a very high-end perfume. It was made for a cologne for men, but women get great results with it as well. So just some points that I want to share. I'll leave with you. So pray for your spouse, get communication skills, and get the training you need in your marriage. It's really, really important. Guess what? I forgot to tell you at the beginning, 50% of couples have not made it 20 years. They are divorced before 20 years. And if I want to make it to 25%, it's like 35%. And guess what? Stats wise, that only 17% of people are actually really happy in their marriages. Is that crazy or what? It's it kind of blows me away. But that's why I highly recommend Destiny Global's training, First Step Success. It can change everything for you, for your marriage. So, so good. Making your spouse a priority, having weekly dates or, consistent time together, that we do that 10-minute talk time every day. It's so good. Number 4, fill up your own cup. You're the only person who can make you happy. You cannot rely on your spouse to make you happy. You cannot rely that the time of day that they go to sleep has to be the same as you, or you're not going to be there's all these little things when you first get married and things are great and stuff like that. You have to detach your happiness from that other person. Now, of course, when things are great in a marriage, right, it's just natural that we'll be more happier. But anyway, fill up your own cup. And the last one, my little tip that I've been using for a lot of years is using essential oils to de-stress, to bring more romance into our lives, and just overall sleep better, feel better so much. I'd love to help you get started. I'm not a marriage coach. I don't know, although I have success and stuff like that as well. I can just give you the resources that help me, but I'd love to help you get started with essential oils. If you'd like to learn more about essential oils for your marital life, I'd love to help you. Make a comment and let me know if you enjoyed this video, like this video, subscribe to our channel. If you are serious about getting healthy, learning more things about health, particularly women's health, I'd love to help you. Have a great day.